How's it going, guys? I'm going to show you the best way to put a tube into an ATV tire. What we got to do to break it down, clean it, get it all set to take the new tube. Let's get rolling. No pun intended, but I am a dad, so whatever. Take your valve stem cap off, remove your valve core. If you don't have these tools, you can just cut that off with a razor and deal with the other half on the rim once you get it out. You know, you'll have air whizzing out of here. Just go ahead and let it finish, because you want this to be out of here when you go to break the bead down. That way you're not pushing against any tire pressure. Depending how long this tire's been on here, it's going to be a bit of a bear to break this bead down. You got to break down both sides. And some folks can even argue, just break down one side of it, stick the tube down in there and call it a day. Okay, you do that and call me back whenever your tube bursts again in a couple weeks, if it even makes it through the first fill, because we got to get this tire off this rim. Clean this rim up, because we have to get the rim exposed so we can get down to it and see if there's anything on it that needs to be smoothed down, if there's any rust needs to be removed and repainted. That way we're not harming the new tube. Look at that. Praise Jesus. That went so much easier than the other side. It's also important when you're taking a tire off the rim to look in here. So what we're looking at, I don't know if it's kind of hard to tell, but this section here that runs right past the bead is straight down, which means it's the same width on this rim all the way around from this point to this point. So that's about 1.5 inches or so from here to here. You don't want to pull the tire off on this side, because you're going to have to push this way down all the way into here to get the tire to clear that rim. So we'll look at the other side. All right, much better. We've got the bead right here, and not even 1/2 inch, and we start getting smaller. So now we're going to take the tire from this side. That way we can drop this bead down inside of this gap here and allow us to get this tire off the rim. A lot easier than trying to get it off the other side. I've got it clamped down pretty good here. You can use soapy water around this. Alright, now I said it is crucial to get this bead of the tire down in that gap. So I usually do is keep my hand kind of in a position to keep that bead pushed down in here. This is a nasty rim inside here, I can see it. Push that down, and you see how I'm keeping that lip of the bead down in here. We don't want it riding up here. Got that there. Gross. We about got it right there. This is where some of the folks would stop and say, all right, we're gonna clean this up and put a tube in there and call it a day. That ain't me. It'll be a little bit harder to see in here. Now I'm gonna take my centering rod in here, put that in there, grab my bar, and we're gonna tuck this lower bead in that gap down there, same way we did before. Get this down below the rubber. Alright, so now we're there. Should be able to just feel. Old tire spinning on me. Also take note of your direction if you're doing a couple tires at one time. You know that tire tread direction is this way. We'll put an arrow on our rim, and this also allows us to get inside this tire, clean this thing out. I mean, you can see all the gunk in here. See all that in there? Dirt, rust, old sealant, and something. But we'll clean this out all the way, soapy water. And then this rim here, man, this thing's nasty. I got buildup all over this thing. Look at that mess. So we're gonna wire wheel this whole thing from the inside here. We'll throw a coat of light black paint on there and we'll call that good. That is just nasty. Don't forget to get your valve stem out of there too. We can go ahead and cut that. I might wait to cut that out until I clean that up. What's the pipe for, Ty? I'll show you. I think it's rim. And I got a nice little holder here that we can rotate and clean from. Now we're going to take this grinding wheel here, this knotted wire wheel on a grinder, and clean the rest of this rim up here. Wear your safety stuff. Now you can see we got a lot of exposed metal on here from all the grinding where the rust was. So I'm going to throw just a quick layer of black paint on here just to kind of coat this. There's even spots in the rim here that still look healthy where the rust hasn't quite gotten to it yet, but that's what we're hoping to achieve even in here. So if we keep the tire dry and we put it back on here with nice paint, it should keep the rust from happening and keep that tube life lasting pretty long until you run over, you know, a big old thorn or something. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it with some paint. Smack. I talk with my hands, sorry. That's hot. And now we just let it dry. Nothing fancy on this tire. We're just gonna bring it outside. I'm gonna take garden hose to it, with some Dawn and wash rag, and just kind of wash this thing out on the inside. Clean the beads up on both sides, and then we'll be good to put the tube back in. Now that we got her washed up, we're gonna finish drying it out. Having it damp is all right, but what we're looking for is we don't want no puddles in there. It'll dry out. We're gonna go through, carefully run your hands, check the wall on the inside, check the other wall and the tread. Just be careful. If there's anything in there, you don't want to cut your finger out and make yourself bleed. So just be careful. Go through, look for any damage outside of punctures. And if you do come across any punctures, now is a good time to fix that. I know you're probably thinking, why am I going to patch the tire? It has a hole and I'm putting a tube in it. Well, here's what happens. If you leave a hole in this tire, and let's say you put the tube in here, well, that hole that's in the tire does two things. Now, number one, it allows room for things to get in that hole, whether it be more debris from the trail, water, mud, sticks, thorns, rocks, you name it. It's going to find its way in there. That's problem number one. Problem is number two, once it's in there, it's got nowhere to go besides where? Around your tube. It's going to cause problems with your tube. So you can either do a patch plug, which is this guy over here, depending on what size hole you got. Sell these in different sizes, but this is a patch plug combo. So you'd go ahead and find your hole, find your debris, clear it, ream the hole to whatever size you need to clean this up. These blue will peel off here, and you'll put vulcanizing cement on here, tire sealant cement, whatever you've got that's meant for tires. And just install that by sticking that through whatever your hole is, and where this pokes through the tire, you'll grab it. And I say that, put that glue on there because it kind of acts as a lubricant to help you pull this through. Once you pull that through, you'll have a plug that fills your hole, as well as the patch on the bottom that's going to protect the inside of the wall of the tire where your tubes can be pressing against. So if you have a hole in there, go ahead and put you one of these, because this patch plug combo allows you to protect the wall and keep debris out because you're filling that void in the tire. If you just put a patch, you still run the risk of getting debris forced into that hole. So these are probably your best fix right here. And of course, you don't have to run a tube. This is just optional. You can run a tube if you want to or not run a tube. These tires here just have some dry rot cracks in them in a couple places, and they're fairly low pressure. It's not like he's running highway speeds. He uses this in the trails down in Tennessee. So just around his farm down there, and he just wants to put a tube in it. So that's his prerogative. That's what we're doing. He doesn't have any holes, so therefore we don't need to put any plugs in there. But if you have holes, you can run a plug. If you can't find the holes, fill the tire up, spray it down with soapy water, and the bubbles will appear like magic. When you put your rim back on here, make sure you pay attention to where your valve stem hole needs to be. Now, unfortunately on this one, this is our long wall. We got to put that down. But I know it's right here, so I'm going to keep it out where I can keep a good eye on it. pay attention to our markings we had on our directions. So this one here is going clockwise. So my tread is going to go on the same way it came off. Go ahead and lube your bead up. Use tire lube if you have it. I'm out right now, so I'm just going to use some soapy water. You don't want to use things like WD-40 or anything oil-based because it's going to leave that slick. It's more important to get into higher pressures, but we don't want this wheel slipping inside the rim either. So we're just going to use soapy water, and we'll get this tire put back on here. Go ahead and get that kind of pushed under that lip, and this should go right on. I usually do. All right, now's the point we want to get our tube in here. Thing about tubes, get the right size, but if you have to, you can always run a little bit larger tube in a smaller tire, just not the opposite. You don't want to put a 22-inch tube into a 24-inch tire just because you're overstretching the tube. Whereas if you went oversized, it could have some folds potentially in there, but you're not going to run as much of a risk as causing damage as putting too small of a tube into the tire. So I've got my orientation of my fill tube here. Going to go ahead and take off my cap and my retaining pieces here. The little guy's always on there pretty good. There we go. And those will go on afterwards. My tube on this one, or my fill hole, was on this side on the bottom. So I'm going to orient this thing in a way where when I go to put this in, see how this would be like your center line of the inside of the tube, is it's going to inflate just like a big donut. But this would be the center line. Well, my fill is on that side of the rim. Putting the stem on that side of my center line, I'm going to go ahead and feed it in. Got it worked around the rim. You can't see it, but I'm going to go ahead and stick my valve stem through my rim hole down here and put my keeper and one of my nuts on here just to hold it in place. So now that's in place, I look around at my tube. It's not folded or wrinkled anywhere. It's not sticking down under my rim anywhere. It's tucked away in my tire. So now I can go ahead and start getting this back on. Go ahead and keep the force down here so you can tuck that in this lip when you start putting it on here. Careful, you're not going to pinch it. Don't want to pinch your tube. Just be mindful where you're putting this bar. This bead wants to start sliding around and not gripping very well. It's just because I got the lube on here. Take a little set of channel locks. That's helpful. There we go. Now when it wants to slip, it'll catch on this. See how she's keeping it held right there? I'm holding this down. See how we're down in that lip? Just keep coming around. Almost there. Also, another good time to check, make sure your tube is not sticking out anywhere on either side. And for tubes, you don't just fill them up to the pressure and call it good. You've got a maximum pressure rating on the tire, which this one says 25 max pressure to seat the bead. That's as high as you can go to get these beads seated back between the tire and the rim. But what you want to do is air this up, get the beads set, and then fully relax the air pressure. Take the core out if you have to. What that does is when that tube fills up the first time, there might be wrinkles in there. So when you fill it up to the first time, relax it, allows those wrinkles to kind of move out of place where they need to go. And then go ahead and fill it with your last pressure, and then you'll be good to go. You'll hear the air leaking out around where the stem goes through the rim. Put a little bit of air in, let a little bit bleed through. Alright, she finally stopped. Keep your hands out of the way. You definitely don't want to be in the way of an exploded tire. So I got this one just loosely laying up here. My hand and face is out of the side. There goes the one part of the bead. We're at 13 pounds. So we'll go a little higher. Bead's starting to clip. There we go. That's what we want to see. 16 pounds. Let's check the other side. have. Okay, good. So we don't even need to run up to 25, but you can go as high as your safety limit on your tire. Get this to seat. If your beads don't want to seat, you might have to lube them up a little bit more, or go through, take a dead blow hammer. If you got a spot that's hung down, let's say right here, if this didn't pop back up nice, keep that pressure on it and just start pounding around back and forth to get that motion to kind of vibrate and knock some force into that, and usually your bead will continue to rise up and eventually seat. So we got 16 pounds in this tire right now. It's only want it to be 5. Allowing that tube to relax. Any of those places that might be wrinkled or stretched in one spot allows them to kind of relax and go like where they're supposed to go. I'll put about 6 pounds in there just for now. I notice there's a little bit of air leaking between the tire and the tube, and that's just going to either seal or continue to weep out. So after you put the tube in here, just check your tire pressure the next day, see if you've lost any. If you've lost a substantial amount, there's a good chance that you've got a rip in your tube that you put in there from either scratching it on the rim on the way in, or some mishandling along the way, or even tearing it here, possibly the valve stem where it goes in. But if you've only lost a couple pounds, it's pretty normal, especially if you've got air trapped between that tube and the tire. But like right now we're at 5.6, so it's lost 0.4 pounds already just from me putting it up to 6 from around the edge. Go ahead and tighten this nut down here, not overdoing it because you don't want to rip that rubber stem out of the base of that. Okay, put the jam back on there. Just run that jam until you see that first nut just start to move. And there you're tight. It's not going nowhere. That's it, guys. You got her. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. You have a great day. God bless you. We'll see you guys on the next one. Yeah, stupid tire.